Welcome to Creative Crits! Thank you for watching us. This is for episode 4 of Yet Another Adventuring Party. We are going into episode 4 of this campaign today. To Siege or not to Siege. This week, of course, we have our 3 regular players, but we're also introducing a brand new player to our game. We're so thankful to have Layla. Please, Layla, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Layla, or Lex. I'm so excited and happy to be here with these wonderful folks. I have heard a lot of very fun things about this game so far, but I haven't spoiled anything for myself by going back to watch the other episodes, so I'm sure there's still a few surprises in it for me. And I am so just looking forward to diving in on the game.
All right, glad to have you, especially in the trying times that we are going to be dealing with today. The Siege of Goldsink. So let us now get into our story. Our story begins first not with our characters, but with a jostling carriage on its way to a palace in the middle of the plains. A concoction in a purple liquid and these fine regal sort of clothes steps down and immediately makes his way with an escort up the steps and into this palace. Few moments later, he then enters into a courtroom. Exacerbated, scared, and utterly annoyed. In this courtroom, there lays a massive glass vial filled to the brim with this bubbling orange liquid. And overall, an immense amount of heat seems to fill the very furnished doors. Okay.
Stand by for
Stand by.
pose.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get my hat.
And welcome back. I apologize for the technical issues, but let's get the story back on the road. Or in this sweltering courtroom where we last left off. There we have this large this glass filled with this bubbling orange liquid laying in this luxurious dress up on a palanquin. And immediately the smaller potion in purple, Sergeant in Large himself, rolls up to speak, humbly taking a knee before his grace. Baroness Beth von Vessel, he says. We have good news and bad news for you. This giant potion leans up as all this liquid sort of settles and sloshes, leaning forward out of its throne before dipping down and looking at the smaller sergeant. Have you found my epiphany? Have you found what belongs to me, what is rightfully mine? Yes, Your Grace, he says. Your epiphany's been found along with the criminal shams. They're at Goldsink, the silverware village. We rolled in and found them as we were beginning the Emperor's decree for all pronged to join into his military. However, they are not alone. With them, Your Grace, I plead that you do not think me silly or strange, that I am not out of my mind. Baroness Beth leans back up with a strong amount of servience coming from her aura. Speak your mind, and be quick with it. Your Grace, says Sergeant in Large. They have 3 figures with them. A stillness fills the courtroom. And that sweltering heat, just for a moment, sputters as there's drafts that then fill its halls. And Baroness Beth bends her neck, her cork growing dark with concern. Then send my regiment. Capture them, take back what's mine. Do whatever's necessary before the Emperor has to find out about this. Meanwhile, back at Goldsink, it has been an entire day since you first had built this village into building fortifications, digging your moats, putting them to training for being able to fight in the coming battle. It's been a day since you've then seen the torchlight, the torches on the horizon begin to grow. And as the hours have passed, with each hour, more torches fill the horizon. A force has most certainly made its way to Goldsink. And Mayor Sporkin, after being told by one of his silverware, immediately comes to you and asks, They're here! What are we to do? I mean, I know what we're meant to do, but how should we look while we're doing it?
Correction, former Mayor Sporkin.
Yes, correction, former Mayor Sporkin. As we have Sable wearing the mayor's sash, the mayor immediately looks to you with concern. How many should we have man the walls? How many? I've never done this before. What do we do?
Well, the numbers thing is not my game, but my friend here can help you with the numbers. He's our prime tactician.
Right. Tactics. Exactly. Well, I suppose have the spoons man the ramparts. We're going to need them to launch the various incendiaries, And then, from there, I suppose, if anybody breaches the gates, we'll have the forks there to head them off. We don't have any knives, do we?
No, we don't have any knives.
Right.
It's at that moment that there is a giant clang at the gate. And there could be heard a cutting sound through the air, whistling overhead. But the sound doesn't pick up anyone's attention until the gate itself is partially shattered.
Oh dear.
A massive force hits the wooden gate, and from it, now protruding, is a giant cheese knife, sticking right through its beams and wiggling with massive concern. On this cheese knife is wrapped fabric as well as a hanging note.
Oh dear.
Bree, you are currently stuck in the door.
Oh my gosh. Your knife?
Nice to meet you.
Nice.
Gosh.
The mayor immediately calls for the gate to be opened because they can see part of this thing protruding, and immediately everyone goes up to the ramparts and looks over. None of the Concoctions are emerging. But they swing the gate open to see this large cheese knife trying to wiggle its way free.
Grant, you wanna maybe help with that bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really been useful
I
so
mean,
far.
he really shouldn't be helping with the reading the note part, but the rest of it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Getting.
I'm gonna sidle over. Hey, are you coming to kill us, or is this
I just got the
I
name.
seem to be stuck.
Yes, but I mean, like, if we were to get you out, would you then be trying to kill us, or?
The knife
I suppose
seems
you're
to
just
be
gonna
wiggling
lie.
in some attempt to perceive the situation. It seems a bit out of sorts, having just become lodged very roughly in a door.
I'm gonna push past Grant and be like, "It can't be that scary. It's a cheese knife. Like, let's just help it up and see what happens.
Yes, get it free, get it free!
It could be new friend."
Oh, jeez. All right. Step
Any
out
knife
and
is
grab
one of
the
us.
knife, and I try to pull it out of the door.
All right,
I'll help.
go ahead and
First roll.
yeah, give me a strength check.
Oh,
You have an
boy.
advantage because you're being helped.
Okay, great. That's good because I'm probably going to need it. So that's a 16 and a 1.
16 will do it. Yes, with the numbers, you immediately start holding on and just slipping, and then with some more help coming up behind you, you're able to yank this cheese knife free.
Good job.
As then it begins to float on its own accord.
I'm alive again. Yes.
All right.
Ah,
And who are
keep
you?
trying that. It hasn't killed me yet.
Right. And
Hello.
you are?
I am Brie Camembert, legend in the making.
Brie, that cheese knife makes sense. All
A
right.
little dizzy, but I'm fine.
Bree?
And there's a note attached to me, I think.
Bree
I-
Camembert? Is that what you said? Said
Yes.
former Mayor Sporkin.
It is I. And the cheese knife will raise itself somewhat heroically into the air.
I have heard of one of our own knife who goes by the moniker of Bree. You've caused some trouble in the past few months, some that many good young spoons and forks have been looking up to for inspiration. You disappeared. Whatever's happened to you?
Unfortunately, I was captured by the Concoctions, if that wasn't clear, by
Well,
me being here.
obviously, yes.
And
I grabbed the
well,
note.
they keep throwing me at gates because I'm rather good at breaking them, unfortunately.
Well, luckily you didn't break this one.
Yes, I'm very glad to see that. I'm gonna remove the note from myself, which doesn't apparently happen with anything else other than it like tearing off slightly and then going up to
kind of
red.
flies up to you for you to read it.
What does it say?
It says, by order of decree of his Emperor Heroism Devile, surrender.
Man, they just are not great writers.
Is that it?
Surrender now.
Surrender now.
Period.
They totally could have been way more
I
convincing.
crumple it up, and I take out my lighter and right there. I take out my lighter and just light it on fire, and throw it over my shoulder, and I'm just like, all right, didn't say anything
You
important.
burn it and toss the ashes over.
How dare they attempt to use me to intimidate people, in addition to destroying things?
I'm going to track down a piece of paper and write, "No, you."
No, you.
And then turn it into a paper airplane and huck it.
Bree, could you run that back, or is there a...
If I run that back, they will throw me at this again. You understand that, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have, like, I don't know. Oh, I have... Wait. I hand him the knife that I stole from what's his name?
From Early Greg.
From Early Greg, and I'm like, just toss this at him.
Oh, hang on. I might actually have the spell for this.
Ooh.
Is 90 feet enough to throw it back at them?
Yeah, you know that would be close enough to be noticed by where their encampment is.
I cast catapult to throw the knife with the note on it. 90 feet back at them.
Okay, so with the smaller normal knife that is not moving, you attach this note, and it flies back through the air, over the walls, and into the distant field beyond where those torches sputter.
Good riddance. All right. What's our plan of defense?
We're gonna fight! Says all the silverware.
Yes!
Yay!
Right. Well, we've got these trenches out front here, and hopefully with the hot then going into the cold, it will cause them to shatter.
And we have catapults.
Yes, we have the spoons manning the barricades with flammable projectiles.
Yep.
It should account for quite a bit of ranged defense. And then, if anybody makes it past the barricades, we're going to take your prong friends here, and I point over my shoulder at the forks, and we'll take them on using these fine fellows.
Yes.
Fine plan.
Right.
We'll fight to the last of us.
Hopefully not, but yes.
Hopefully not. The whole entire point of the mode is to hopefully not even have to make it past the gates, but we'll see.
Right.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes.
That's a good point. Yes. That.
Indeed.
Excellent. Well, if they're already trying to intimidate us, then it's only a matter of time before they send their seers.
Seers?
They're what now?
What?
They're going to try to make... The Empire has a particular manner with how they deal with problems. First, they're going to try to have you give up outright, which they've now done. Second, they will try to, and succeed, most likely, glean information of us in order to best find their approach.
Right.
If they give you that option, I swear to you, it's best to just try and die outright than to try to take their riddles.
So you're saying we should stop answering questions?
I wouldn't go so far as that.
Oh, you failed. You answered my question.
Oh,
That wasn't a question. It was a statement.
can I try again?
True.
Give me another one.
How are you?
I'm a spork.
I mean, that was nonsensical enough.
There we go.
Very well, then something like that might work.
Right.
We'll fight with nonsense.
Sir! Says one of the forks up top on the walls. Mayor! Mayor, they're approaching! Very well, then, as former mayor, everyone get in your positions, get in your places!
Current chief of staff.
Yes! Yes, Chief of Staff, that is who I am! So, I would like you to rearrange your forks and spoons.
All right.
The manner in which you best want them to have them split up.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going to have the forks on down here.
Yeah. So the forks should definitely be like more central to the gate, right?
Okay.
Right. Have the
and then the spoons
Spoons
big
up
spoons
on
should
the
stay back
garrison.
here.
Yeah, you've got 2 big spoons which have been trained for lobbing large
Yeah.
things.
Perfect,
And
yeah.
the mayor's gonna stay in the back because he's here for morale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I'll have these guys arranged up along the main road here. And
Maybe we should have one more fork on the wall here.
okay, sure.
Any input from the knife or Grant over there?
Yeah. Grant, go ahead and stick with us for now.
I wanna just for a moment
Yeah.
admire, like, for the dice cam, if you can see that this is the work that our DM has put into this. It's very impressive.
Yes.
You know, they don't make official silverware miniatures, so
Right.
I have to do what I can.
Mini silverware. You got to go to like a hobby store or something for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
And then Dominic, if you could put Shams, this will be the miniature
Shams.
to represent him.
Yeah.
He's going to be tucked over and see that corner in the top with the wall, in that sort of
the sock
hidden
over here?
space with his crossbow.
He's like, I'm here. I'll back there, but I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. He's pretty much the highest up with some good cover with that crossbow that you were able to modify
Who is
before.
Shams?
Shams is he's a sort of looks like a dwarf with one large, massive leg and foot instead of 2. And he is the original merchant that
He greeted us to this world,
Indeed.
and he also is a rapscallion who stole an Epiphany engine and is the reason this all is happening.
yeah, he's sort of at fault for the whole thing.
Well, plus our chaotic nature, but you know.
Concoctions are tyrants regardless of what sort of conflicts are started with them.
Agreed. Can't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
More spoons.
Do we have a knife?
Yes, there is a knife miniature.
Yes.
Right up here with us.
Right
Just
up here
for
with
the
us.
knife.
Perfect.
Cheese
No,
knife.
You 3 are figures. That's odd.
Everybody keeps saying that.
I'm Grant.
A figure called
No,
Grant.
this is Patrick.
Interesting. How did you get here?
We still
Where did
haven't
it come
figured that out.
We've been eating paint chips.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really trippy. It's a really good trip, man.
We have been doing that, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, basically, we just kind of are here and we're helping. Friends. New friends.
Yeah.
All right.
We're
I'm not
getting.
entirely sure that answers all my questions, but it answers enough of them. Let's fight.
All right.
All right.
So, all of the silverware get into place up on the walls behind. Forks getting ready to brace the gate if need be.
Reinforcement.
Former Mayor Sporkin looking as concerned and overwhelmed as ever. As over the hill and down this road, the Concoctian regiments come. 3 whole units emerge and then break off, creating a perimeter around the Village of Goldsink itself. With them, they seem to have a myriad of siege equipment, battering rams, some catapults, an arbalist, as well as this massive tower of strange mechanical work that on its top there is an imposing deep eye where energy is being filtered in.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
I'm guessing that's the CR that he keeps talking about.
Yeah.
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 A massive basin is brought to the back, which is then lit, aflamed, and set with several rows of these large wooden boxes as well. The nature exactly of this you are not certain. But standing atop it, in armor, plate built up around his bottlage, there is Sergeant in Large von Vessel.
Oh, he's going down. This time I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's yours.
Yeah.
An echoing voice can be heard from the sergeant as he brings up this big cone and addresses you. Village of Goldsink! You are to be found in rebellion to the decree of his Emperor, his voluminousness, Emperor Heroism Devile. And I, Sergeant in Large, tasked by my Baroness, Beth von Vessel, have come here to bring you to justice and return this domain back to its rightful rulership.
Leadership is a contract signed and owned by the people.
Yeah!
Yeah! So a lot of silverware, obviously being confused, but reaffirmed by the statement nonetheless.
Yes!
You will be given one chance, says the sergeant. One chance to heed our ways, and perhaps you will be spared if you answer correctly and in kind. Send in the riddling seers!
Oh, thank you.
The regiment parts as through them, going up to the gate,
Oh, boy.
these three humanoid figures that seem like full shapes until, as they get closer, it can be shown that their form isn't flesh, but seems twisted textile and fabric. Almost like a sheet around the head that is then envelops the rest of their form. And from the wrinkles in this fabric, it then forms their faces and their mouths as they walk solely up to the gate. We arrive to question the three figures, and we shall not leave till our questions and riddles are heard.
I mean,
Imagine
Do we
being
want to
that.
slow play this or just like set him on fire?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Imagine being that confident when you're only barely corporeal.
Just a bunch of cloth.
It's the seers themselves come up to the gate and are shaking with concern,
I'm gonna
with some fear.
I'm gonna put my hand on one of their shoulders and go, "Are you okay?"
So currently the gate is closed.
Oh,
You're
are
up
we
to
not
it.
outside?
Are you going up to the top of it?
Yeah. I'll like.
All right.
I'll like. Yeah. I'll just shout down. Are you okay?
Mercy? Really? Already?
We're fine. We'll be asking the questions here.
Are you sure?
Yes. They'll nudge each other and reassure him. Who shall answer our first riddle with the chance of being spared from the might of his voluminousness, the Emperor?
I don't think any of us want to answer these questions.
Why don't you talk amongst yourselves?
How much do I know about the seers from my time being conscripted and
So, the seers, these seers, they are selected members. These ones specifically, they are from a people called the Payel, which they're all fabric sort of humanoids. These seers, you know that it's customary, at least in some of the ancient tales meeting figures, that the only way to get true answers from figures is by tricking them with a riddle. You can assume thus that is why they are now following this exact same custom.
Have you lied about anything so far? To us or
Probably.
anyone?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Most.
Not insidiously, just yes, probably.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
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 Honestly, if I have not intentionally, I'm not really playing on that level.
You! The seer says, pointing up at Grant on top of the wall.
Oh dear.
You have been chosen to answer the first riddle. Are you prepared?
You know what?
Is that it?
Let's let
Yes.
this play out.
Sure. Let's see what happens. Hey, worst case scenario, they start doing something to him. We set him on fire.
Yeah.
First riddle, and heed your answer carefully. How big is the gate on the back of the door? How big is the lock on the back of the gate?
That's not a riddle.
The second part is I got stressed out. How big is the lock on the back of the gate?
Like this one down here.
Why, it could be. It could be any gate, any lock, but this one right here is a very good example, yes.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna walk down,
You won.
and then I'm gonna come back up and it'll be like, say when.
When, I hope?
Yeah, there you go.
That seer nods its head and then bows, bringing up its hood, stepping away. The other two look to him with confidence now growing on their faces.
I
You,
don't know what's happening.
figure, you will answer the second riddle.
That is yet to be seen.
Are you prepared?
I guess the first one kind of sucked, so sure.
How many friends do you have?
Oh.
Oh, they picked the wrong one for this one.
Well, there's my best friend Kenny. There's Arjold. There's Bertrand. There's and there's that baby that I met on the street one time. Oh, and there's that old man who asked me to come into an alley. And
The seer turns away, looking back.
there's there's an army. There's an army. Yeah. An army.
Permission to amend the riddle?
And there's you guys. You guys are great.
The second riddle is being amended.
I don't think that's allowed.
How many friends do you have in close proximity at the moment?
How many people do you have in your military?
That could have itself be an entirely different question, but sure, we'll go with that.
No, how many people? Because that's not the total. I need a number.
In our military.
Yeah, in your military.
This riddle has been answered. That seer steps back.
He doesn't see enemies, only friends.
This last one steps up.
These figures are very clever.
So, we're totally not. This is just. Oh boy.
You have passed 2 of the 3 riddles so that you may be spared momentarily by the wrath of Concoctia. Answer me this 3rd riddle 3, and perhaps a few more hours your life will be.
Oh, this one actually rhymes. He's putting in the work.
Oh boy.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just talking. This is the riddle.
He's riffing right now.
Right,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
When do you all tend to go to bed?
Shortly after I take my most recent bowel movement and wipe myself with you piece of toilet paper.
Aha! And when is that? You're so close to the answer.
I mean, he basically takes a bowel movement every 3 hours. So
Every 3 hours. Very well. The seers bow their heads in turn, seeming to talk to one another, before looking then back to the sergeant, who nods his cork. Your answers have been sufficient.
That's surprising.
So are you gonna go?
We shall leave.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
And with a snap, the units in their regiment immediately begin pulling away and back down the road. The Pale joining their ranks.
You want me to give those?
Just leave it for now. And as they make their way down the road, it doesn't take any knack of skill, or what I'm trying to say here, any roll here, to determine that you're pretty sure they're going to be back in about 3 hours.
All right.
Do figures really sleep every 3 hours? That's a lot.
Oh no, he just poops a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's unrelated?
Yeah, no, completely unrelated.
I mean,
So
usually.
you lied!
No.
Usually 1 in every 9 of those, he falls asleep.
My man is pretty much always down to nap.
Yeah.
So.
And if I do manage to find one of them to wipe my butt, then that is probably a good indication that we've won and I can go to bed.
No lies here.
No.
This time.
Very clever.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Not bad.
Sure.
Not bad.
So, is there any last-minute preparations now that you know in about 3 hours they will return, and in full force?
So, Bree, what do you do?
I am destined to become a sword of legend in this land. A hero! I know it! I knew it the minute that I started reading the stories, and it was confirmed the day that I was captured. That was the beginning of my legacy.
So overconfidence is what you do.
Oh, I fight!
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good skill.
Sorry, wasn't that clear? That's how heroes talk in the stories all the time.
Listen,
We're still figuring this out ourselves.
Not a
So,
good measure.
you know.
Like 2 days ago, we pantsed some guy. It was weird, and
But love the energy. Keep it right there. Let's.
Listen,
think you can-
it seems to me that if you want to be epically victorious, you need to speak epically. That is consistent across all of the stories, all the ballads, all the epics that I've read.
I mean,
So?
they're not wrong, says Mayor Sporkin, former Mayor Sporkin.
Chief of Staff.
He always has to step in and say, "Oh yeah, former Mayor Sporkin."
But yes, I've trained myself in the art of combat. It's not what I was made for, but that doesn't matter because I might not have been made for it, but I was made for it. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Correct.
we've been making do.
We are all crafted for our fateful utility, so that we may eventually perform it at the
or
right
deny
time.
it,
Or deny it?
or deny it.
That's an option?
That's an option.
Well, nobody told us that.
Well, that's kind of like the whole contract I was talking about with the leadership thing. Like, you can just say no.
Then why are we still here? Why haven't we just left? Why? What am I doing?
This is why
We're all
you're
going to
no longer
die.
here.
I grab him by the handle and I shake him and I say, "Pull yourself together, man. We can do this, all right?"
Listen, you obviously weren't made to be a mayor, and you served as mayor for a very long time.
But if I'm not mayor, which I'm not because you are, then what am I supposed to be?
A fantastic chief of staff.
Yes.
I still don't know what that means.
It means that you're in charge of everybody when he's not around.
Yeah, and see, like, you know how being mayor is a lot of work?
Yes.
Yeah, you do all the work part, but you're just not the mayor.
Ah.
Right.
So the utility's still all there then.
Yes,
So really nothing's changed.
sure.
Except I'm not called the mayor and you are.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, and
well,
there's a bunch of people coming to kill you.
Right.
and that has changed.
Right.
Yeah.
So here you ask, why do you stay? And the answer is to make sure that the people who are coming to kill you don't have the chance to do so again. If
To
we
everyone
run,
else.
Right.
they're just going to keep coming after you. But if we stand here and we fight and we make stand, then after all this is over, they can't come back. Right?
Man, that was like one of the best sentences you've ever said.
I mean, they are an empire. There are surely more, but I've not seen mobilization like this, not in this land, for a long time.
Right.
If they're willing to try to commit this much, then perhaps if you show them as you plan to, it could change things.
Well, hopefully so.
And especially now that we have a knife back in our midst. Well, how could we fail?
There's a lot of ways, but
That's what this is
cannot
about.
Fail.
Right.
We'll do some heroic swishing back and forth.
To make a stand and prove that they can't just take us.
Right.
They can't take all of us, and that they'll have to return the others.
Indeed.
sure, yes.
Right.
Let's temper some expectations here. Maybe just make it through the night. But yeah,
Those mashed potatoes I've been shoving myself in are making me feel runny funny.
Running.
I'll be back after I'm done doing whatever you described you had to do. And that fork floats away.
Oh, all right. So, just so we're all on the same page here, and I call Grant over for a second. I'm like, just so we're all on the same page here. If they breach the gate and are coming at us, we all just stick our finger down our throats, right?
I mean,
I don't have a throat.
Hello.
one second.
Sorry.
Knife.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're good. Anyway, yeah. So
Just figure talk. It's weird. We know you don't have throats, so that's why we were trying to. We didn't mean to offend. I'm terribly sorry.
Is this some special attack?
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. It's a coup de grace. If everything goes wrong, we unleash our last figure stand. Yes.
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 It's kind of gross. So maybe like take 2 steps back if it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
For everything that you ever grew up reading and daydreaming about, now that you have 3 figures in front of you, not 10 feet away, talking to each other, they're quite a bit different than what you expected.
Yes, very.
Wait a second. I don't have a throat either.
Do you have like a purge mechanism or
I've never
like a
tried.
button that you push that expels used oil or something?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
that might end up being.
Well, I remember last time I drank some of one of the green ones, and it turns out that's almost definitely poison.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
got me out of here real fast.
Yeah, that gas definitely did it for me.
Which Grant, you being up on the wall like that, you were able to pick out a few of those same potions amongst their ranks. Not nearly as many of the standard sort of soldier that they've been sending, but they're there.
I want to understand more about the figures, and in an attempt to do this, I'm going to go fashion myself a cloak. Such that I can have
Like
a slightly
some
more figure
spare bags or something?
shape. So the next
Sure.
time you see Bree, she has come back and she's got a hood over like the pommel base, and the knife part of her is sticking down, and so she's now under it. They're now under a cloak.
Nice.
Bree,
Looking vaguely more humanoid.
that's actually pretty impressive that you put that together so fast.
I mean, it's kind of creepy, but
Well, some things can go unsaid.
anyway.
You don't like it? I thought I did a pretty good job.
No, it's
No, it's great.
It's great.
Did an excellent job.
After spending these past 3 hours speaking to amongst each other, the other silverware waiting in anticipation, and Bree fashioning their cloak, now hooded and looking quite badass, as one would say,
Yeah,
up on
I'm
the
edgy
walls.
now. I've got
Edgy.
trauma. I'm edgy now.
I don't think there's anything edgier than a knife.
With not a minute later, with now no torches, You can all see the potions making their way through the bog, creeping up to their same spots.
I suppose as mayor I should give a speech.
All right.
That was something I tended to do a lot of.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll make me proud.
All right, forks and spoons and spork and knife. Not 2 days ago, our little group was so useless. We couldn't do anything, really. I mean, heck, we failed at every mission we've ever done. And really, honestly, it felt like we didn't have any skills whatsoever. And sometimes I'm surprised that we still think we do. But listen. You all look so useless. You have like one function, and that's to eat food, and I don't even do that. So...
Man, I hope they start attacking soon.
But we all felt useless 2 days ago. And then we found you. We found this town.
Yeah.
And we found a weird group of utensils that pretend to eat things and kind of gross me out.
Okay.
But then we found our place in this world. And this is your place in this world as well. You all are the things that give nutrients to so many beings in our world and yours. And that's kind of amazing. You're the fundamental part of this world that keeps things going, besides me, because I'm better than all of you.
That's a bit of an assumption.
And so, I want you all to know that you are the thing the backbone this world is built on. And I believe in you.
Some moisture that's been budding up on the spork is suddenly wiped away. That was beautiful.
Now I was gonna give a speech, but I think I'm done.
No time for it. They're here! Fight for your lives! Fight for our place! Fight for their place! Let us fight for Goldsink! And they all cheer out as the potions can be seen then lurching out from their positions and approaching the gates. Let's roll initiative and allow the Siege of Goldsink to begin. We will be doing, we'll be re-rolling initiative at the end of each round.
Oh.
Okay.
As the battlefield gets more chaotic and can change at any sort of moment.
All right.
Okay. So, initiative rolls.
I got a 12.
12. All right.
I got a 9.
9. Okay.
I got a 15, which I think is the best I've ever done on initiative.
That is! Oh my goodness!
Hooray!
Now,
That's the best initiative roll Grant's ever done!
Initiative is plus dex bonus, correct?
Yes, plus your dex bonus.
Okay, good. 22.
Wow! Oh, wow, okay.
Nice.
Still proud for Grant, but...
Yes, very proud.
very proud for Grant.
Well, you were telling me before this your record so far, so...
Okay. So, honestly, it looks like all of you, then the Concoctions, then the Silverware for this first round. So up first, Bree. You're up.
Can I get to an enemy to slash it?
So, let's see. Bree would have been probably back with where you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the moment, the gate is shut. But it's a 10-foot wall. So, I mean, if you want to go off the wall and go into the fields, nothing's stopping you.
I will go up onto the wall. I may not immediately go into the field yet.
Okay. So, yeah, that would put you right up there then.
Yes, I will take my move to get up onto the wall, survey the scene,
Right.
find what looks like an officer amongst the Concoctions.
Okay, so it looks like... So you see a bunch of the red potion bottles, and they're all wearing chainmail, the standard soldier of the Concoction Empire. They also, 2 of them have with them these larger, thinner green vials that the 2 of you last time came into contact with them, and it's exactly what Grant was concerned with, these noxious sort of acid vials. Yeah. And then the ones in blue... They seem to be wearing these sort of clerical robes over their glass. As well as each having a metal rod they're using as if a staff, but it looks more like a stir than anything else. And it seems like they are having, they're managing to work sort of as clerical officers amongst these units.
Interesting. I'm going to target one of them.
Okay.
And Bree will do a quick change back into fighting sword form, in which her cloak wraps around her hilt to become like a grip.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast the cantrip Mind Sliver, assuming they're within 60 feet of me.
I believe they are. Yeah, everything should be within 60 feet.
So I will cast Mind Sliver, like slicing through the air, metaphorically to literally drive a spike of psychic energy into their mind.
Is that an attack roll or a saving throw from me?
That is a saving throw or take D6 psychic damage.
Okay. So
I wish I had a higher spell save DC.
This clerical white potion is the first to be assaulted. You're the first to draw the first blow of this siege, and that is a wisdom save. Intelligence save. Oh wow.
Intelligence.
5.
It fails.
Nice.
Nice.
So take 3 psychic damage, and their next saving throw has 1d4 subtracted from it before the end of my next turn. So until my next turn comes around, he gets minus 1d4 on his next saving throw.
Got it. Okay, awesome. So, yeah, immediately this Concoction begins to look agitated and brings forth its stirring stick to kind of hold itself up and try and remain vigilant against this mental onslaught. Everyone else just sees the knife go up on the wall and glaringly turn with an edge at that one down in the fields.
Nice.
Afterwards now, is there anything else you're doing on your turn, Bree?
That is my action. So I moved and I did an action. I don't have anyone nearby to push for a bonus action, so I think I'm good.
Okay, so we're going to have Grant left hand. You're up.
Let's see. Is the wounded Concoction at a range that I could throw a spear?
Spear range. Let me find that out. Has to be within 20 feet. No. There's none that are within 20 feet. You could still throw it, but it's going to be a disadvantage.
Actually, I think in the meantime, I'm going to ready. And just as soon as something hits 20,
okay,
I'll pop off.
Yep, so you're ready to throw that spear just as soon as it's available. All right, Johnny.
All right. Let's see here. I am going to... Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, jeez. I'll go ahead and do a ray of sickness on this individual over here.
All right, nice.
That's within 60 feet. So
okay.
That should be fine. So it's going to be a... I need to make a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
So that is going to be... 22 to hit.
That's a definite hit.
All right, and it's going to take 2d8 poison damage, so 6 poison damage.
All right.
And it has is poisoned until the end of its next turn.
Poisoned. All right. And that was just describe what that looks like to me.
All right. So I let's see here. I pull out a what appears to be a gun of some sort. Except it has a large bulbous portion at the top and a cylinder out towards the front there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a stick of what appear to be smelling salts out of my bag.
Sure.
And I'm going to pop it open, and you see this powder fly up in the air, and then I pull this trigger, and you just hear this. It's a hairdryer. And it blows this ray of just like caustic smelling fumes out onto the battlefield towards this individual up front here.
So you just blow these fumes out, and then after just a few more moments, the one that you're specifically targeting, like all the others sort of have an awareness of the smell, but this one immediately turns and just barely is able to hold itself up on its stirring stick as it begins gagging and coughing all about.
All right.
All right. Sable!
Oh boy. I think I am going to look out at one of these fellows.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go for one of the ones that appears to be leading a regiment.
Okay. That's one of the blue ones.
Which ones have been attacked?
This one has disadvantage. This one is poisoned.
That one's untouched.
How far away from that would that be?
Let's see, where you be?
You're over
I'd be
here.
here.
Oh, that's quite far away.
Quite far. Yeah. So I think I'm probably gonna have to go for this one.
Okay. Same there.
And I am going to cast a Dissonant Whispers at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I am going to speak to it in a very discordant melody and whisper unto its ears, "Are you half empty or are you half full?"
Yeah.
Okay, saving throw?
My... That's incredible.
What type of save is it?
That is a Wisdom.
That is a 5.
That does not make it. So it's going to take 3d6 of damage, which is 9 damage.
Ooh.
And it has to move as far away from me. Move as far as its speed allows it away from me.
Okay, so they're able to move 25 feet.
25 feet?
Yep.
That's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
25. So it runs right past his unit and around the back. This concoction immediately just starts muttering and questioning itself, having a sort of breakdown in the back of the battlefield. The rest of the Concoctions will march up the way they should. There wasn't anything else you were doing on your turn, right?
Actually, I should give a dice, an inspiration die to, you know what? You were quite inspiring already today, Johnny, so you get an inspiration die.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. So then I'm going to have each of the Concoctions move up their 25 feet.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so right up to the ditch. Not into it, though.
Yeah, which the moats are currently covered.
Yes.
Yes.
They're not aware of them at the moment.
All right. And they bring up the siege weapons as well?
They're going to... Green one's going to stay back with that thing.
With the siege weapon?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Our 3 pale, the seers, they should be gone at this moment.
Yep.
They're not combatants.
And then these guys move
Battering ram is going to move up.
The 25 feet
Yep,
here.
25 feet.
Bless you.
Does that put them in range of a certain spear?
Yes,
throw?
it does. And as soon as the battering ram starts rolling up Concoctions all chanting and war drums beginning.
And
A spear rises over the over the wall.
And actually, this guy does step onto the ditch.
Okay, cool.
The first leader steps up. So the one that was at disadvantage due to
Yes. Oh, right. Yes.
due to the ranged.
And then those one in the back, they will move up. Catapult won't move up, but the ladder in them will.
All right. So that is going to reach the ditch as well.
Okay.
So
The leader and
all of these guys here are going to be in ditch range. These three are not.
Ditch range.
ditch range.
Okay. Awesome.
Where you want
So
him.
first, let's get Grant's spear attack. Describe.
All right.
Describe what this looks like.
Do I have any like choice as to who's within 20 feet, and if so, are any of those the damaged guys?
Within 20 from Grant.
So Grant has line on all three of these guys here.
As well as the guy with
as well
disadvantage.
as well as the guy with disadvantage.
Yep.
The guys with the battering ram. So you can either go up against the first line of group of people without a siege weapon, the battering ram guys, or the leader that's already been damaged, or any of the people behind him.
Let's get the leader.
Okay.
All right. And let's see. So I have two separate damage things on here. I'm assuming one is thrown and one is just stabby.
Yeah.
Am I looking for 1d6 plus 5 or 1d8 plus 3, do you think?
It's going to be 1d6 because it's thrown.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Give me a second here. There we go. 17 plus 2, 19 to hit.
That is a definite hit.
Solid.
Your spear flies right over the wall and slams into this bottle.
And that is going to do 2 plus 5 damage, so 7.
Okay. Yeah, so the spear connects as it cracks through a bit of its bottlage and sinking right into the chain shirt. And this sickly sort of white liquid immediately begins leaking from that wound. And this concoction has its stirring stick, and it was already trying to keep itself up with. And then with taking that spear, it stumbles back a bit before then having one of the other soldiers come up and break the spear haft away from its head. It's a solid damage.
All right.
Definitely wasn't
And then I'm
expecting
going to use my movement to start heading down to the gate for when we get breached, because I don't think I have anything else ranged.
So, readying an action, you only were able to do the action that you readied at the moment.
That's
You
right.
can't
All
move
right,
yet.
I'm good in that case.
So, but you throw that spear, and this is just at the same time that we now have some concoctions going across the right side moat. Now, this was the moat. Just describe this moat to me again.
Yes. So the first tier of moats that's available there is full of flammable material that will light as soon as any of them fall in. So when they fall into this moat, so this leader and then the first line of and these leaders and the first line of combatants over here fall in, and you just see this immediate of flame as the insides of the moat catch on fire.
All right. And then afterwards, it's basically just a big 5-foot deep pit.
Yes,
It's going to be more difficult terrain. All right, so let's get this first one as it comes up, this concoction officer. This is going to be a dexterity save. Let's see how well you made it. It's going to be against a DC of 12.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage because of its first roll. And it needed that. It needed that first roll.
Yeah.
With disadvantage, I have a 9.
Yes.
And it's going to plummet down into the moat.
Ha! It worked!
Wow! So there's just a scorching fire as the others on this line as well fall under the same trap. So how many do we have falling over there?
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
And
One of
the
them
ladder.
And the ladder.
Yep.
The ladder itself, let me see here. I guess it depends if enough of the people moving it end up falling in.
Yeah.
One succeeded. The one failed of the other soldier. One jumps over it.
Oh.
Which was our officer.
Now.
And another falls in.
Okay, so the officer jumps over.
Yep.
And immediately. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Are any of those the officers that I potentially mind slivered? Because if so, they do have a minus 1d4 on their next save.
So that was.
I can't see the map.
Wait,
so.
you're right. I think you might be right there. That's still a 16. It's gonna pass.
All right.
Worth a shot.
So, and then one of these guys falls in.
Yep. So two of the soldiers over there fall in.
All right. Two of the soldiers fall.
Yep.
Okay, great. But one of them is still pushing the ladder?
Yeah. So what happens, immediately one jumps over, the other is pushing the ladder. They see this and they try and catch the siege engine.
Okay.
So it's not going to continue moving up to the wall at this point because they weren't prepared for this. Meanwhile, let me see how the two that fell down there are feeling. You hear shattering and breaking of glass and gurgling down in the moat.
Ha ha! It worked!
And with that flash of fire, they have finished moving.
All right.
So, yep. He fell in. He's still alive.
Okay.
Those other two, the two red that fell in, they are broken.
All right.
Let's go ahead and remove them.
And then the ladder stops moving too.
So next, we're going to have that catapult fire into the camp.
All right, just quick question.
Yes.
In regards to the ones that jumped over the moat, that then subjects them to the second tier of moats, which is the cold water.
Oh, for the other side. Oh, I see. Okay. I had built it opposite, but yeah, for each of the moats, that works. So then they're going to be on those ice blocks then.
Yes.
That are basically ice blocks right in front of the walls themselves.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Then what I'm going to do in that case is see if they slip and fall. So 2 that went through. That is an 18, so the one soldier isn't going to fall. And the officer won't fall either.
All right, so they're both standing up.
Yep.
They're
both upright.
Coordinated for glass bottles.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So
I feel like when you're that delicate, you have to be coordinated.
Yeah, that's true.
Survival of the fittest. These are the ones with balance.
These forks and spoons are getting bullied by people made literally of glass.
Yeah. Glass soldiers.
So this catapult is going to fire right here in this general area.
Oh dear.
All right.
So it has the chance of hitting dynamite and brie, it looks like.
Yeah.
As well as targeting the others.
I'm ready.
First dynamite. Oh. Does a 19 hit you?
A 19 does hit me.
Okay. Brie. Does a 14 hit you, Brie?
It does not.
Okay.
Ah.
And then how many? Let's see. 1, 2. Probably him too. Okay. 2 of those silverware are going to be hit by this boulder as well. It is a catapult. And you did start using them first.
Yes.
19 damage.
I used my reaction to use one of my psionic energy dice.
Okay.
To use psionic, to use protective shield on
Dynamite.
On dynamite. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I hope it does something. Well, I reduced the damage by 2.
All right, so 17 damage. That's something.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
This ballista back here is actually going to be targeted towards this section.
Okay.
So it has the chance of going for you.
3. Reduced by 3.
And another. Reduced by 3. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay. So
that's
16.
something.
Yeah. No. That. Yeah.
Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Meets it.
Oh no. 11 piercing damage.
As a reaction, I would like to make a lewd gesture at it.
You are allowed to do so.
That is the best use of reaction, I think.
And then lastly, this is actually going to be firing at the walls. It's basically a hwacha that is going to be releasing a whole lot of arrows that look like they have small little vials of alchemist fire at the end.
Oh no.
And they're going to attack this wall. That's enough to hit a wall.
One would hope that any roll. That's literally a idiom, I think, isn't it? Broadside of a wall.
Broadside of a wall, yeah.
Broad wall of a barn.
Broadside of a barn?
Broad wall of a
wall.
I'm modifying. I'm paraphrasing.
All right.
broad barn of a wall.
So there is a series of whips, cracks, and whizzes as explosions ripple the left side of the gate. And now there are sections of this wooden wall that are all currently on fire in bits here.
No dear.
Oh dear.
It looks like it's taken some good amount of damage, but it is still standing as a wall.
That's good. Yep. Wall's doing a job.
So now we're going to have some response from Concoctions. So they're going to be throwing some stuff down and seeing how the ones that are past the moat, seeing if they can affect them.
Or the silverware, you mean?
Yeah, silverware.
Okay.
Silverware. Ooh! So one silverware immediately grabs so this side is on fire. Meanwhile, most of the spoons up on the walls are now employing the flaming bits of peat that you've all gathered for them, and they start chucking them down. It is going to hit the Concoctian soldier on that side.
Yep.
Dealing some damage.
Really hoping there's no such thing as a war crime in this world.
Well, I'm committing them all.
One of the spoons actually crits.
Nice.
It's gonna crit one of these officers in the second regiment. Not the officer, one of the Concoctions. So let me go ahead and roll some crit damage for him. Oh.
It's a hero.
Yes.
They were inspired.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You give them one puppet show and...
Is that how you got the mayorship?
You got to tamp down the naked contempt until we're done with the battle.
So one of the spoons picks up this large rock that immediately starts bending the spoon itself, and it lobs it right on top of one of the Concoctian soldiers. You can see its glass just immediately break, and it brings up its hands to try to start plugging and holding it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's gruesome.
As you do, you also can then recognize that they're actual bottles from this one that was just shattered. The glass seems to be regrowing and retracting.
No, they heal themselves
with
a little bit.
every beat of drums.
Potion. Is that right? I don't know.
They are healing potions.
Yeah.
Where are these drums?
Blue guys.
Drums that are echoing in the back from this
Way
massive machine with an eye that is being kept open and alert to the entire battlefield.
Oh, man.
I knew we should have destroyed that guy.
Speaking of which, you can see up on that hillside, these two Concoctions, two potion people that are mending this machine. They seem to be taking these large buckets and pouring in a heavy amount of fuel that then begins to start churning and cranking away as light begins to filter up to the eye.
Okay.
Aside from that, I think that is the first engagement. After Shams takes a shot,
Yes.
Shams.
Shams can't get him.
Shams is going to take a shot at that officer that got over to the other side. Let's see what
It's only kind of his fault, so.
Only kind of. Ooh! His crossbow bolt just whizzes right by, adding to another piece of wreckage amongst the battlefield. All right. Let's re-roll initiative for round 2. Woo.
All right.
Oh, that's much better.
Significantly worse.
Oh.
All right.
It's going to be a 1.
Oh.
We're back at it, baby.
I got it.
Every time.
All right. What's your initiative?
18.
18. All right. Cool.
We're spreading the luck around.
Yours is the empty space because I forgot to make one for you.
Oh.
Or I had it and I can't find where it went. So the empty space shall be you.
I got an 11.
11. Okay, 11 for Johnny. How about for Bree?
8.
8.
Not quite as impressive this time.
And silverware. Actually, silverware go before Grant does.
Everyone.
All right then, Sable, you're up first.
Yeah, so I'm going to make my way down this wall on the backside and go back towards the back. And as I pass Grant, I'm going to say, hey, buddy, have you always wanted to make it to the big time?
I don't know what you mean. Sure, yes.
All right, and I'm going to cast Enlarge on him. It's going to be a little weird here, bud. And then I'm going to keep making my way back towards the large catapult spoons for reasons.
All right, awesome. Oh, yeah, actually, I need to fire as well.
Enlarged.
Yeah, their boulders would have missed each time.
And I'll give him a nice little you can do this, and pat his chest and give him an inspiration die as well.
I'm gonna go for a high five and then realize that I would just like swat him. And so like,
no. Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
Thanks, bud.
That's my turn.
All right, and so where are you positioned now?
I'm next to one of these catapults.
Oh, okay, you're next to one of the spoonapults.
Spoonapults, yes.
Very well, then after that, it is going to be the Concoctions. Once again.
Nope.
So they are going to continue moving closer, minding the moat first. There's nothing they can really do about the ice one on the other side. Besides hopefully not slip around. So they're mostly going to be taking their time getting over across that one and to the walls themselves. But first we're going to have these four with the battering ram bring the battering ram up forward.
Uh-oh.
And it is going to pull back and swing into the gate. That is going to hit the gate. We have how many silverware there behind it?
None. Behind the gate.
Well,
we have the two up here, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 silverware.
So those four would realistically be trying to reinforce the gate for this coming up.
Okay. And then Grant.
So that's going to reduce some of this damage that I'm going to do to the gate here. There's a solid chunk, as already there was a giant cheese knife that carved through this gate. But then this battering ram comes back and punctures a section through. But all of the silverware, the forks, they dig their prongs in, and the gate holds.
All right.
In the meantime, we're going to have these regiments try to cross over this moat. They're just going to use their movement to do so to the other side. And then that ladder is going to be extended so they can start making their way up the walls.
All right. So we've got everybody on this side.
Yep.
Now, do they need to be making saving throws?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing... I'll have to do saves for each of them to see if they fall. Because there's still a chance they're falling into a not explosive pit, but one that's still embering with a lot of heat. So, let's see. One,
these,
two.
yeah,
Yep.
These guys have not crossed yet. So
Yep, so-
they make the dex saves first.
Oh, yeah, good point. They don't know what's on that side.
Yep.
So those first 3 are going to do their saves.
Yep.
First one fails. Second one fails. Third one succeeds.
All right. So this guy is able to make it over and then make the dex save on the ice.
Okay, let's do some explosive damage from that side. Okay, you can just wipe those 2 out immediately when they fall into that pit. There's broken glass and an explosion of alchemical substances.
I'm imagining that you haven't, for the most part, every time that happens, it just breaks into like, the shot of you doing this, like, like that, the camera just pans in on that every time.
Those other ones, once that first line falls in, the other ones will take their time to get across as carefully as they can.
Right.
And then I need to do a whole bunch of checks to see who's prone and who's not.
Indeed.
On this ice. All right, so first one up here. Slips. So it falls prone, so just flip it upside down so we can keep track of it that way. Yeah, that'll work. Upright. 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 Other side. Other side. That guy. Slips. Upright. Slips. And upright. For those that slipped over there, though, hold on. I gotta see if there's a chance of them slipping back down in. That guy slips and falls into the pit.
Oh no!
It's gonna take a little bit of embering, but there's no explosion this time, so it should be all right. Okay, so they've made it up to the walls. At this point, they sheathe their weapons and bring out hooks with rope wrapped around their bottlage. And they're going to start swinging up and trying to hook these ropes up onto the wall itself. So in terms of what's important, there's basically a line of movement from one side to another. So let's say it's a rope here to this point of entrance, rope up there to midway part of the wall, and over there they're using the ladder. Right. But the other sections they're going to be using ropes to try to scale in, which we've also slicked down the walls.
Yes.
So let me see how well they do at securing their ropes. This left side gets the grappling hook centered in quite easily. The other one, they have it hooked, and immediately as they start putting weight on it, it slips and cuts right through dirt and falls to the ground.
Yeah.
So the middle section are not able to approach and get on top of the ramparts yet.
Do they take any falling damage?
It's less than a 10-foot fall, so no.
Okay.
And then those others are going to, put the ladder in place and see if they can get up to the wall with their movement.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It is a sliding ladder.
Oh dear.
So how about those 3 behind the moat? What are they doing?
They would have moved forward, attempting to get
across.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I need to do a roll for them slipping. One of them slips.
All right.
The other 2 are good.
Okay. So the other 2 are climbing the ladder.
Yep.
Essentially.
Climbing the ladder.
All right. Put them here. Or I'll just put them there for now.
Do they have enough movement to get up the ladder?
They do.
Okay, so then they're going to start attacking
All right.
some of the silverware there.
Okay. So I'll put them right next to the silverware here.
Yep. Perfect.
On the ladder still, technically.
All right, so this first one, they're going to swing.
That first round of like footworks and Helm's Deep where they're like climbing up the
Yeah.
ladder.
Yeah.
Ba-na-na.
Okay, so
Dun.
this first Concocting comes up right up the ladder, holds a mace, and he's going to slam it down on one of those spoons, the smallest spoon there in front of him.
What a monster.
Oh man, okay. All right, that spoon is still alive, but it takes a hard crunch as something pretty much its size slams into it. The other spoon is actually going to try to swing in reaction at that concoction. And that is going to miss as that last concoction is going to swing back. That is a critical hit.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh.
And that spoon is crumpled under the weight of its swing.
This one?
The first silverware casualty, yes.
So the little one?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Crushed.
I was gonna say I've never been so sad about a spoon breaking, but then I remember I've had a spoon breaking eating ice cream before.
Yeah.
That was sadder, but
That is a sad moment.
That was more sad.
Okay, now the officers. Let's see for them. Okay. So once that hook fails,
Yes.
that clerical concoction brings forth his stirring stick, and from it, these filaments that look chemical in nature until they sort of grasp around, they spill out and create an entanglement up that side of the wall.
Oh, dear.
So that those soldiers can begin climbing up it. That's what it's going to spend its turn doing. Let's see. We lost the dude over here. He's still in the back. He ran away. He needs to go back to the battlefield, or he's going to have bigger problems from his superiors.
Yeah, technically, I moved away from him too, so he's welcome to move.
Okay, so yeah, he'll start moving back up.
15, 20, 25.
Yep, that's as far as he can do.
All right. Yes. Right. Fighting.
He doesn't have line of sight to the wounded one that's currently in the ditch. So that's not going to work.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Do we have any wounded soldiers on this side by the ladder?
Yes. So this one and the cleric dude.
Okay. So we're going to have that clerical concoction. He's going to take out a long, thin sort of funnel shape and put it into the other soldier as healing liquid spills into that potion.
Okay.
He's going to gain a bit of HP back. Okay, cool. So, the noxious ones are going to get off from their posts, and they're going to start engaging as well. It's just going to take way too long for most of those to be loaded,
10, 15,
except for the catapult. Those soldiers are going to stay on the catapult for right now.
Okay. So 5.
Continue to crank it away.
20, 25. All right.
All right. Sergeant remains. I believe that should be everyone. The catapult still takes a few more rounds for it to reload. So after the concoctions, we have Bree. Woo! Come on, baby.
All right. How far away, first of all, is the tower with the eye that is like drum healing everything?
Oh, okay. So, how far away is the tower from where Bree is right now?
Oh, geez. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45,
Okay,
50.
it's not in range.
Okay. So, yeah.
It's out of range. Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's about 80 feet.
It's well out of range for me right now, then. Okay. I'm going to defend the spoons that are on the wall with me.
Okay.
So I'm going to go try to attack. Is it 2 concoctions that are up here?
Yeah, there's 2 concoctions on the other end of the wall at the moment. So
yeah, I'm going to zip down there
and
furiously attempt to avenge the spoon that got crumpled.
The other ones that are on the wall up there.
These ones.
The 2 that are up on the wall.
Oh, the 2 up on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to zip over here.
Bree zips over there. They have their shields and their weapons ready.
Well, see if I can do a normal attacks. I haven't done that yet. Let's go. We'll start with... Yeah, we won't worry about action surge right now. Okay. Does a... Wait. I'm not sure 13's going to hit. That's what I've got right now. I will use my Built for Success trait.
Okay.
So I have a feeling that might help.
That is a perfect trait for a knife.
Yes, Built for Success.
15. Does that hit?
15 hits. Right on the dot.
Okay. Yeah, that's my final answer. So 15, and gonna whack him what good? Hopefully. Oh, 10. So that's 13 slashing damage.
13 slashing?
Nice.
Yes.
Dang.
I rolled a nice little 10, and I've got a +3 for my strength.
So you hover through the air, following along the wall, right up to the first combatants that have gotten on top of it. And with just a few twists of your form, this Concoctian is cut into 3 pieces. His potion spilling out across the wall. Finished. You've slain one of them.
Yeah.
And
hopefully scared the others. A little bit.
And there's no humanoids there, so I don't have to worry about the healing liquor spilling out. Awesome, perfect. All right, then. After Bree, it will be the Silverware. They're going to join in with you to try to push back. So that spoon is going to attack the other one. So you go run up to help, and immediately this other spoon goes, yes, we can win this! And it swings itself, and I rolled a 1. So it flies right off the wall with its own momentum, and it is going to move a number of squares, 25 feet away from where it was.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That just
Okay, I'll deal
flings
with that
itself
next
off the
turn.
wall, yeah. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20.
You know what?
25.
At least it went over the
And
moat.
Over the moat
Yeah.
and in the field. These other ones are going to start trying to lob down rocks and try to damage some of the entanglement, the vinage that was made.
Quick question. Did
Sure.
I get my turn? I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I may have been skipped. Sorry.
We'll go to you now.
Okay, great.
You were laughing maniacally.
Yeah. Sorry.
Busy laughing maniacally.
Nice. So I'll go ahead and take my movement.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb down the vines where this guy just made.
Yep.
Just enough to get in line with all of these guys here.
Okay.
And that is a 30-foot line.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that's everybody here. And that is going to be a stream of acid, 30 feet long, 5 feet wide. Dexterity saving throw of 12.
12. So first we've got the officer.
I'm assuming the battering ram doesn't have a dex save, correct?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So we'll take the acid.
I'll take the full acid damage there.
Okay, interesting. Nice. So, the officer first.
These guys, if they're prone, do they get a save?
It's a dex save?
Yeah. It would be at disadvantage, I believe.
Disadvantage on attack rolls. I don't have disadvantage on saves.
Okay.
Just attack rolls.
Okay.
So the officer first. That is a 16.
Okay, so that makes it.
Okay, and then the rest of these... crit failure, 1.
Yep.
So that's a failure. That's a 3 for the next guy, for the third one. 20 for the fourth.
Okay, so he makes it.
And then we have another one there. That's a 4 for him.
And then it hits
Battering
the
ram.
battering ram.
That guy. That is a 19.
19 makes it.
Okay.
Okay. So for those that failed, they take... Oh, hold on. 3 acid damage.
3, okay.
And then until they take an action to wipe the acid off, they're going to be taking an additional 2d4 at the beginning of each of their turns.
2d4, beginning of each additional turns. Keep that in mind for me.
Yeah, until they wipe the acid off.
All right, until they wipe it off. Okay, got it.
All right. And then
Any half damage for those that missed?
I don't believe so. It's
Yeah, because you throw in a line of acid.
Yeah. So it's yeah, it's just it's a save or nothing.
Okay, awesome.
Essentially.
So yeah, you throw a line of acid with your flask that immediately creates just a line of chaos through their ranks.
And I'll go ahead and climb back up the vines there. That should provoke an attack of opportunity
From him.
This guy.
He's prone. Yeah, you're right. He can't reach you.
Yep.
I mean, no, he could. I have a
It would be a
disadvantage swinging at your leg.
attack,
Does a 10 hit you?
Nope.
All right. Then that officer's going to swing at you. Wow. Does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Yep, they both miss.
And when I get up to the top, I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on... actually, none of these guys have been damaged, have they?
I think you guys have been most damaged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You in particular.
Yeah, me in particular. Okay, so I'm going to cast Healing Word. So I'll go ahead and heal myself then. And that'll be... 4 healing on myself.
All right. So then, after your turn, now that we've properly had it, so we're going to continue chucking things down as well as they can. Let's see if I can get the actual... Oop, that's a hit. Nice. Okay. So these spoons immediately begin lobbing down more rocks, more pieces of heated peat that then fall down either on their heads or if they're missing, right down on those ice blocks below,
Nice.
helping melt them and create even more of a slippery surface. The forks are going to they've tied ropes to themselves. And they're going to start plunging down off the wall, trying to hit
Bungee
several of
forks.
them. Yeah, bungee forks.
Bungee forks.
One miss. How about this fork?
fork, strike
He
team.
misses. How about on that line? That's a good hit from that fork. He's going at that officer. All right. Yep, that fork comes down and sinks its prongs right down into that clerical concoction.
Hey.
Another solid damage there.
Boing.
And then any of these others around the back, they would move into position if they need.
All right. Go.
We will be going on a break. When we return, we will be starting off with Grant Left Hand's long-awaited turn at Initiative 1.
His
I'm
big
big
turn.
now, and I have no idea what that entails.
He's big.
So,
Amazing thing.
Welcome back to the conclusion of episode 4, to siege or not to siege, of yet another adventuring party. Where we last left off before our break, Grant, left hand, now has the moment of momentum in the initiative order. It is your hour, your turn, your 6 seconds of glory.
I'm going to take... Also, how long does enlarge last?
A minute.
Okay. We got, what's that, 10 rounds?
Yeah.
We can do something with 10 rounds.
Yeah.
I am going to grab Bree. We're going to vault off this wall, try to clear the soldiers on the battering ram.
Okay.
And does my movement increase when I move from a medium to a large-sized creature?
I have no idea.
I don't think it does. I think it's just the size, but let's say it's 35 for right now, until I look up a ruling later on.
All right, so I think just to get as close as possible to that eye, the drumming eyeball in the back, I'm just gonna probably take a full dash, including jumping off.
So jumping off the
cover
wall.
as much space as I can, and then at the very end, just as a free action, drop Bree.
Yeah, so that would probably be half his movement to get to Bree.
Yep.
And then another half of his movement to get over the wall.
Yep.
So
then he'd be...
You say take the dash action?
I think, I'd
so that's
fully
another
take a
35,
dash.
so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You're up to the road.
And it looks like you're going to get attacked by a few concoctions on your way past the wall. But
worth it.
Yeah, I figured you had counted for that. So let me get, let's see, yeah, where is he going off that? So it looks like 2.
Like right here, yeah.
Yep, so probably those 2 concoctions first. One's going to stab at you with his spear. That is a 16 to hit you.
Not going to do it.
18.
Meets it, beats it, so I will take that one.
All right.
18.
Oh, wow. Okay, minimum damage. Two piercing damage.
We'll take it.
He just jabs you as you're turning, but you're so large now, you're able to just continue on barreling over the moat and into the field, running up the road towards the siege camp.
Yep, and then
as you do, there's immediate alarm from the 2 soldiers that are barring the catapult. They stop what they're doing and quickly are trying to get out their weapons. And the sergeant himself up there also takes notice of your approach. You're up here.
Whoa.
So you made it all the way. You can't do anything else, can you?
No.
So you're behind enemy lines, in the middle of the enemy camp, in front of this giant pulsing eye machine, and you've got a knife.
Everything's going according to plan.
A knife friend.
No.
A companion knife.
I was going to say, no, quick question, because... oh, no, Bree's already taken her turn.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Let's re-roll initiative, then.
All right.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, man.
All right.
What have you got?
16.
16. You're my invisible one. You're here.
Yeah.
Dominic.
I got a 7.
7. Okay.
8.
8. Well, Grant's
you
going
beat me.
before Johnny. And Bree?
19.
19. Yeah. So it's Bree, then Concoctions, then you, Grant,
right.
Johnny, Silverware.
All right.
Bree, it is your moment to be in the hands of a very large Grant,
Yes.
surrounded
I'm
by
very
enemies.
surprised to be here, but I'm gonna go with it. This is great. Did you drop me, or are you still wielding me?
No, I dropped you as soon as I'd covered like the full distance because
Nice.
I figure we can get more done.
Yeah, that's
both.
reasonable.
Yeah.
So the pulsating tower. Now that I'm close to it,
Yes.
what do I think is the best way to disarm this thing?
There's 2 Concoctions that seem to be running it right now.
I think they have.
They
to
don't
go.
seem like they're dressed as soldiers at all. They're very simple bottles, wearing like leather and some equipment. And
combatants here.
they're
Alternatively, where's the sergeant?
the sergeant is right up that hill next to the roaring fire and this large like cauldron.
Can can I leave the pulsating tower to you? Because you can just like pick them up and move them.
I think I'll just ask him to leave.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I'm going for the sergeant. That's the guy. He's the morale. He's the backbone of this operation.
Okay, so yeah, you're going for the sergeant is he's within 30 feet from you.
Oh yeah.
He is a potion in plated armor.
A challenge.
Yes.
I like it.
Oh boy.
All right.
You must be Bree, he says.
I guess I must be. I don't know your name. And then I'm going to attack you.
Oh my god.
Nat 20.
Yeah!
Yeah!
All right.
It's been so long since I rolled a crit in D&D, I don't remember what to do.
It is
It's double, right?
double, yeah.
Yep, you roll twice the dice, double the dice for your weapon die.
7 plus 9 is 16, and plus my 3 is 19 damage.
19 damage, nice.
And you know what? Just to add insult to injury. Or maybe more injury to injury, as the case may be. I'm going to expend my second psi die for this to do Psionic Strike.
Okay.
And deal force damage of 4. 4 additional force damage.
All right.
Heck yes.
So you begin swinging, clanging yourself against him. His armor is thick, and at first he doesn't seem at all concerned until you're able to twist and turn yourself right in underneath his armor and start scraping and cutting right into his actual bottle. It is a deep cut where immediately purple ichor immediately starts being spilling out from his bottle.
Disgusting.
And with that force, too, you not only slice, but as you cut away, there's a concussive force that sends cracks all along his casing. He looks down at the wound that he's just sustained and says, "My name is Sergeant Enlarge von Vessel, and I will show you why." Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to regain a side eye.
All right.
Might need it. I've got a feeling.
Yeah.
All right. Then it is the Concoctions, and the sergeant will go first.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The first thing the sergeant will do is enlarge,
Oh no.
Oh no.
growing in size as his potion starts filtering into a space sort of between the glass of his bottle and starts to grow to a powerful immensity. The way you cut him has heavily damaged his neck, so his cork is partially hanging off. He just takes his cork and tosses it to the ground.
Oh man.
That's metal,
Whoa.
actually.
The liquid
Respect.
inside of the sergeant, the potion itself, starts scraping and climbing outside of it as a tendril of purple liquid is going to fly out at you.
Oh boy. I'm gonna take some damage.
Does a 14 hit you?
No, thank goodness.
Yeah.
He will swing again.
Oh no.
Does an 18 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a reaction?
I do have a reaction still this turn. I might side eye to protect myself. I think I can do that after I hear the I probably am gonna need it. I'll side eye for the damage.
It is 9
Okay.
bludgeoning damage and 6 violet acid damage.
Okay, I'm repelling 6 damage with my protective field.
Okay, so that's the actual corrosive quality.
Yeah, which probably better that I as a sword don't get corroded.
Indeed.
So it was 9 damage.
Yep, 9
damage.
9 for the first.
Okay.
9 for the just full-on bludgeoning weight.
Ow!
All right. those 2 potions by the catapult, they're taking their weapons. They're going to try and charge up at Grant, who's now much larger than they are.
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
One's going to swing at Grant.
Come on, man. Stop
Nowhere near hitting. Unless your armor class has changed at all from being larger.
I
don't think it has.
So. It
don't
think
so.
Down.
It's still not enough.
Your armor grows with you.
Both of these Concoctions come up with their spears, and they just have trouble jabbing up at you as you keep distance. The rest of the entire line is going to continue pressing in, but first we're going to find out how well that battering ram does. It's going to start melting a little bit from the acid on it, but not before it gets another heavy swing in. Ooh.
No. I don't like the sound of that.
And with that... Yep. The battering ram slams into the wooden gate and splits it wide open.
Oh, man.
The only section still staying are what's lefting on its hinges. The rest of the Concoctions... if we're going to get rid of the gate, I actually have something for that.
We do.
As long as it works the way it should. Dry erase.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah! All right. The Concoctions, the battering rams, they're going to pull it back about 10 feet.
Okay.
And the rest of the soldiers are all going to start filing in to try to take their chance at the front gate.
These guys get up off of their butts.
Except for the ones on the side, they'll continue going up the side.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I see that's about all the people that can get in there.
All right, so the first ones they're going to come in contact with. That's as far as they can get.
So the guys right up front would have been able to storm all the way in.
Okay. So that was like 2, 3 of them?
Yeah, it's 4 of them.
4 of them. So I'm going to have 4 attacks on these silverware. That's a crit on 1.
Oof.
We've got a crumpled fork. Just demolished, first thing.
No.
As they come in with hammers.
Avenge them.
Another one's going to go for a big spoon. Ooh, that's a hit, but not a crit. And minimal damage. The big spoon is still up.
All right.
Another one's going to go for a fork or spoon. Miss. And a hit. Another crumpled spoon.
Oh, no. Where's spoon?
Just destroyed.
Where's spoon?
The rest of them are all trying to file in. We're going to have a few more try to get up that ladder, up to the wall.
They don't meet with very much resistance, so how many can get up in one turn?
Any of them that are over there, probably.
So technically all of them.
They're all in single file, yeah.
So...
The walls have been breached! Former Mayor Sporkin says. The walls have been breached! Fight! Fight!
Yeah.
Looks like I get an attack on that spoon in the back there. Miss! Miss! The spoon's doing fine. The others, they're going to take out bows, the ones that just got off that ladder. They're up there, and they're going to start firing back at these others. Missed arrow, connected. Hitting that spoon all the way in the back.
This fork?
Yep. Or the spoon, the bigger one. Yep, that's what it's targeting.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Doesn't go down, but that spoon takes a hard hit from these. They're firing these arrows with like big bludgeoning ends to them. So he takes a hard dent. All right. Sergeant is attacked. Grant, you tried to intimidate the workers that were on that machine. They are quite concerned with you, but they seem much more concerned with keeping this machine moving. And in fact, as you're now here, they start twisting it, and the eye turns down and gazes at you.
Oh, well,
Poke it.
no.
Hulk smash.
A massive amount of energy begins filtering up to its oculus. and it widens its eye.
Oh dear.
Nothing else happens. It is Sabo.
Okay, well, the breaching of the gates changes what I was going to do. I am going to run up onto the wall and then jump down into the middle of these guys.
Okay.
And then I am going to cast Shatter. In casting
Oh,
Shatter.
wow. Yeah. Okay.
That-
Okay.
Is amazing.
In casting Shatter, I am going to the tone that I'm going to play is going to be the same tone that they use as the Silverware uses as a resonance.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to spike up the volume really loud.
Nice. Okay.
And then all of these guys in the 10-foot radius need to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Before that, I would want you to give me a performance check.
Oh,
See how well you're able to mimic this tone.
That would be a 15.
15. That's nice. Okay. Then a saving throw, and it's targeting who? It's Shatter as a 20 foot by 20 foot cube.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All 9 of those.
9 of them.
Okay. And it's a con save?
Con save.
Well, I think one succeeds so far. I don't know about the rest. Fail. Fail. Fail.
Oh, crystal, metal, and
Inorganic material, yep.
has disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I'm rolling so many times.
As I heard dunk, dunk.
Does a 12 beat it?
No.
Okay, they're pretty hopeless then. Let's go, keep going. Nope. Nope. 14 for the last guy?
Meets it, beats it.
Meets it. All right, he saved. So two of them saved. Yep.
All right.
This
So
will
Mass
take.
murderer now.
that's only 8
That's not
damage. 8 thunder. 8. 8 damage. Thunder damage.
But
Thunder
doesn't
damage.
Thunder damage do... Is it doubled on constructs or?
I think it was just the disadvantage.
They get disadvantage.
But you are right in terms of their having some vulnerability, especially if you happen to play the exact same tune that they're using. So it's not double because they're not full constructs, but that's enough. Every one of them that failed explodes and shatters.
Oh, so much healing potion.
As you have just red, like a scene from The Shining, spill up on the walls around you in waves. How wounded are you?
By 11.
Do I happen to get?
You regain 8 HP.
Yay!
Do I happen to get any of that sweet juice?
Where are you at?
I'm up here.
Oh, that's. I'll count it for adjacency. You're like right around the corner.
Yep.
You get 4 HP back
Yes.
from the blast.
Thank God. I just wanted you guys to know that first hit did like all but 1 damage. All but 1 HP damage to me. So.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Every little bit counts at this point, man.
That's what happens when you get opened up with combat from a ballista.
Yep.
All right. Do I have any other concoctions? Oh, the ones in green and the officers. They'll also start moving in.
Are they going to rush towards the gate?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this officer needs
Because
to
I had
move in.
forgot them.
25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Cool. And the ones in green actually did need attacks. I forgot those. They have knives, just like the first one that you saw, and they dip them behind their corks,
Uh-oh.
dripping with acid, and they're going to fling it at you. Does a 11 hit you?
No.
And neither does a crit 1, which goes into that one's foot. Ooh, okay. How about the other guy with 2 daggers? Does a 18 hit you?
Yes, certainly.
All right. Okay, that's 6 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Give me a Constitution save.
Oh, dear. Okay. I'm just gonna write this number before I disappear. I mean, my Constitution actually isn't that bad. 18.
18, you're good. You are not poisoned.
All right.
Swings the other, misses you with that other dagger. and they're the only ones that had any sort of ranged attacks. So that is all Concoctions. So then after Sable, it is then Grant. Back to Grant's turn.
All right. I'm trying to debate if I should get this tower shut down or try to put down enlarge.
Well, right now you have probably a beam of energy about to,
I think you flipped the tower.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
How much taller is it than me right now?
So it realistically, it's built so that it can look over even the walls that you guys have from where it's put. So it's probably it has to be at least 25 feet high.
And you're like probably 12 feet high.
Yeah, about 12 feet. So you're about halfway right now.
And you do have advantage on saving throws or strength.
Strength
checks.
Can you get into the tower and make it attack itself when that beam goes off?
Does it have an entrance?
It doesn't look like there's any. Everything internal seems like it's important for the mechanism of it, which is why you've got the two working on it outside. The two other members, the workers.
I think I'm gonna come up, line up a swing. That's where one of the guys is working, and just say, "Look, fair warning, man. I'm hitting, and you don't want to be there when I do."
You do have two Concoction soldiers on you, who both missed you with attacks last round.
So they would get attacks.
They're gonna take attacks.
So they will get attacks of opportunity.
Am I close enough I could disengage?
Yeah, you are, but then you just wouldn't have an action.
I
think you just let him take the attacks.
Yeah, I think we're gonna let him take the attacks.
Okay, they're gonna stab at you. A 10's not gonna do it. Neither's a 17.
Ooh, close but no
close.
cigar.
All right.
Alright.
You come up to these workers and you can see, their hands are all in this machine, as well as you can now see, now that you're this close, there are tubes going into their own vials that it seems like they're helping, transfuse a lot of the fuel and fluid that's happening with this machine. So they're like part of the machine when you're like,
that's terrifying.
Guys, I don't know.
That's real unfortunate.
They look terrified. They look confused, more confused than anything. And there's absolutely nothing they can kind of do about it.
Feels bad, man.
Okay, I'm gonna try to tip it.
You're gonna try to tip it?
Yeah, see if I can get in under there. It seems like it's real tall, so if I can start to get it off balance.
It's tall. It's got a sturdy base to it, but you are large. Why not?
Large.
Let's try it out.
Let's try it out. Also, inspiration. What is that? A D4 or a D6?
D6 for the bardic inspiration.
All right.
You still have
Let's take a look.
your GM inspiration as well too, I think.
Yes, you still have regular inspiration as well for a reroll.
All right. So we're gonna do 2 of those, 1 of this. Fingers crossed, baby. Whoof. All right, we're gonna use that inspiration. That's was a 9 and a 1.
Okay.
The reroll is that both or just one more chance?
You have advantage. Go ahead and reroll both.
Right.
You have inspiration for that roll. And that's how I'm going to do this.
There we go. 18 plus 1 from the bardic inspiration, so 19.
I'm glad I helped.
And then do I add my strength modifier?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
That gets me to 22.
Yeah.
And you needed 20 for problems to start happening. So yeah, you start wrenching this thing up, and it immediately starts going askew, the eye leaning back. What's funny is the people that are working it, they really can't do anything about it falling. You see them immediately start working controls, and those controls pivot the eye so that while it's falling, it's at least still looking at you.
Unfortunate.
But it is going to collapse.
Man, I should
onto
be
the ground.
big more.
This is great, yeah.
And as it does, the other workers just are sort of forcibly disconnected, either by being pulled down into the ground in a tangle of cords, or the actual tubing just popping out from them. The eye shuts closed, now laying on the ground.
Yep.
All right.
You guys should go
go ahead
take a
and
smoke
tip it.
break or something.
Oh, no.
And immediately with that, there is a long echoing tree fall in the forest sound as the entire siege looks back, the Concoctions most importantly, at the eye beam no longer being upright. And from the sergeant, who's only a few feet away, you can now see the first look of horror in his face. Anything else, Grant?
I just take one step backwards as I realize I might have just turned everyone around onto me.
Yeah, everyone's looking at you.
It's like you're a child stepping away from the thing you broke.
Yeah.
All right, it's Johnny Dynamite's turn then.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and this guy was the one that took damage.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna run over to him, and I'm gonna go ahead and take out my silver polish.
All right.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and buff him out. They're just taking action to buff him down. What kind of heal is that gonna institute?
Don't concern yourself with it. I'll do it.
All right.
You don't need to get into vinegar spit shine dice capabilities.
We do have True Life, so you can use like Cure Wounds, healing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dying on us.
Cure Wounds
Good
does
to know.
work.
Yeah, I don't have any of those
And
spells
mending.
anymore. Yeah, so I was gonna say I don't.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I do have silver
We
polish.
can polish
which should
you.
help.
It'll at least help morale.
So I go ahead and take care of that, and then that's an action. So I don't hardly have any other bonus actions there. So I think that is it for
All right.
this turn.
Then it is going to be the silverware. They're going to rush up to try to seal the gate, all the ones that are down there, so they can prevent the Concoctions from making their way in. So yeah, all their silverware, bring them as close as they can so they can make some attacks on those potion bottles.
Dead guy.
Movement to be.
1, 2, it looks like 3 attacks already from there. Yep. 1, 2. That crit connects!
Yeah.
That first Concoction is dead.
Okay,
It's just
right up here.
surrounded by forks. He gets skewered enough times through his cork where they just lift him up. His cork comes undone, and he falls and shatters on the ground.
Do I
Yeah,
get
that
splashed
should
with
heal
that
him,
one,
yes.
too?
No,
Technically do.
but good.
So that is going to be 3 HP back.
Hey!
All right, every little bit helps, man.
All right. These other two. Oh, so there's a
Incentivized
fourth
to
that can
murder
go
them.
for the green guy. Miss.
We were, but now
Spoon.
doubly.
Another spoon crits.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hero Spoon.
Doesn't kill the Concoction, but a solid dent. So in that, the red other one, that one was just hit by the spoon. He is actually knocked prone.
All right.
He's not killed. These other silverware up on the top. One's fighting on the edge there that you're helping. He's gonna miss. And they're gonna sling. The others on this wall continue slinging peat down, burning bits of debris, except for that fork right behind the spoon who's going to try and basically go around and try and stab at the one who's attacking his... Oh, and that's a success!
Yes.
That potion is down! The one fighting that spoon. Yep.
I'm always so proud of the other silverware. Unreasonably proud.
All right. In terms of the... Shams, yeah. I'm going to have him... He's going to try to shoot the sergeant.
Oh, man.
please don't hit me.
That's a weird hit, but okay.
That's not much, but he's got a bardic inspiration actually because
He
of
does.
everyone who had that. Which that's gonna hit
Yes.
with a flash of light. That same light beam that you had him set up, suddenly on the sergeant as he's bringing it to defend himself from the knife, there is a beam of light in his eye, followed by a crossbow bolt that cuts through the air and makes a solid hit. Yes, puncturing another part of him. All right. I think that should be everyone.
All right.
Let's roll initiative for
All right.
perhaps the last stand.
Oh, man, my initiative was awesome tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you get?
17.
Nice.
Well, 15. Yeah.
All right.
17.
17. You're invisible.
21.
21, Johnny?
I rolled a 19 plus 2.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm looking forward to Grant's because of that laugh right now.
You guys know it's a nat 1 minus 1.
Okay.
Glad you participated in gobbling a tower.
And Bree?
20.
20. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is Johnny, Bree, Concoctions, Sable, Silverware, Grant. Johnny.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn to the potion bottle next to the spoon here.
Yep.
And I'm going to shake up a bottle, pop open the cork, spit in it, acid splash this guy.
How dare you, he says, before getting acid splashed by your spit.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that was a lewd gesture mixed with an attack.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole lot culturally wrong with what you just did.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Yep. That did it. Okay, so that's going to be... come here. Where's spells? There we go. So acid splash is Dex 12 saving throw.
Okay. He crits.
Crit successes?
Yep, crit success.
Okay. So he does not...
He's so mad.
doesn't take
he just
any...
ignores
doesn't
it.
take any
But
damage.
acid splash that should be targeting could target too, couldn't it?
I believe so. That's a.
'Cause there's another Jason.
You're correct. It's
There,
a
yeah.
60 foot range. So, it's gonna be.
Yep. That is a 4.
4. Okay. He takes 2 acid damage.
2 acid damage is all he needed left to melt him.
Yes.
After being just constantly hit by spoons and pronged individuals.
Am I technically within proximity for the?
Are you in the splash zone?
Up, so it's up above you.
Yeah.
You would get splashed a bit, but not nearly enough for it to be numerically
Okay.
important.
Okay.
You're like,
No.
I feel
Trying to
good.
catch droplets in your mouth.
Yeah.
Any of the acid
That's
in your
gross.
mouth.
Anything else, Johnny?
Since I didn't use a weapon that time. I used a spell, so no. That would be it. That would be my action.
All right, Bree. You're right
Sergeant's-
in front of large Sergeant and Large.
Yep. And I just took that big hit last time.
Yep.
Say, Sergeant at Large. He's wrong. I did know your name. I just forgot. And then I'm going to attack again.
Okay, all
Probably
right.
not enough. What is that? That's a 14.
How edgy.
I don't think a 15 is going to hit. So okay, that's a 14. Does that hit?
That does not hit.
I figured so. I'm going to action surge
Okay.
to do a second attack. That's 20.
Yes! That's
Nice,
the
doing me
best
so proud
reaction
today.
to the 20 I've ever seen. It looked like you were startled by it.
I was. I don't roll that 20s. That's
All
my
right.
friend's job. Okay.
Tell me how you do it.
Let's see how much damage I do first. 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 3 is 12.
Times.
And screw it, side eye.
Yeah.
That's a nice 5 on there, so that'll be a 7. So that was I
think 17 altogether.
Yeah, 17 altogether. Yeah.
17. How do you finish him?
I think that the force attack actually hits first, so it's kind of like I flip around to do like an off-balancing pommel attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that like knocks him back, and then I come around to do an overhead strike straight down, cracking through the neck, splitting it, and then it just fractures out further around the bottle in a spider crack.
Spider crack, and then with that last swing, just cuts right through it. And this large potion bottle slams into the ground, growing smaller with each sputtering moment. And violet acid spills out around you. Please give me a dexterity saving throw.
That is reasonable.
DC 14.
I did it. I got a 20 actually.
Yes.
So 17.
All right.
My dexterity is +3.
So
also, I'm hovering, so that might explain
that helps.
some of
you
it.
are only going to take half from the splashback.
half. Yeah, give me that.
Oh.
7 acid damage,
Ooh.
and he's finished.
Are you finished?
Yeah. I've got my reaction still to block 3 of that.
Nice,
But I'll
okay.
take it. So that was 4 damage. I'm down to 9 hit points, but I'm okay.
So with that final blow from Bree on Sergeant, and now with a toppled eye on the camp, it is the Concoctions' turn to turn tail and run as fast as they can without being attacked away from the walls and back to the encampment.
All right.
All right.
We did it. Oh.
And as these potions are fleeing, trying to route themselves back into new units with their sergeant being killed, past them, from where the main road from where they came from, you see a dust cloud. A quickly moving dust cloud, like a cart,
Oh.
going unfathomably fast. And then you recognize it is not your own cart.
Oh no.
You see a lavish-looking wagon, which behind it is pulling a gargantuan black velvet box. Pull up, as well as 3 other chariots of Concoctions.
Siege is canceled. Go home.
The rest of their units seem to go back and start routing to each other.
Regroup.
And as both sides are allowed to regroup, it's about 10 minutes, you can then see a lone chariot making its way to the village. It is a beautifully entwined chariot being pulled by 3 bright crimson red fistfish who are just slamming their way forward. And on the back of this chariot is a single figure. A tall, thin, and enamoredly decorated vial of black liquid steps off of the chariot. Around the neck of his bottlage, a number of bright, glistening gems of jewelry. And embedded in his cork, a sturdy crown.
Oh, that's the Emperor.
He steps off his chariot and gazes with some level of interest at the destruction of the walls and the broken Concoctions around him. By now, you've all noticed him.
Yeah.
And he walks through the wreckage, right through the gate, and out into the opening around the fountain.
Do we let him? What?
Amongst you. Immediately, all of the silverware draw back, terrified, away from themselves, back into their homes and hovels. Shams has his crossbow trained and pointed directly at him. But one look at Shams shows nothing but hesitation to shoot.
Oh dear.
This vial looks about until it notices the three of you and a medium-sized cheese knife floating nearby. And he says, "Salutations."
Hello.
Hello.
Are you a new friend?
How has your day been so far?
Easy.
As I can see.
Although there were some of these rhymes that I assume were your people who they gave, and I have to lodge a complaint here. They were not rhymes, riddles. They were horrible. Just terrible.
Do not speak directly to me.
Okay, I guess I'll speak to you over here. In any case, I mean, listen, you're not as ugly as you think you are.
Curious. Very curious. You're not at all what I had expected.
He was expecting something.
That's...
Ooh.
Where are you all from?
Not here.
Aside from the knife, I know that they've left my service quite voluntarily.
And quite happily.
As I can see.
Do I know who this guy is?
He is the emperor of this entire land.
Oh, yeah.
You are very well aware of Emperor Heroism Devile.
Heroism Divine.
And you also know, which concerns you, this is simply an avatar of the Emperor.
Oh, no.
A small pouring of him into a vial from a much larger and more extravagant vessel elsewhere.
That is so cool.
He only ever takes...
It's bad news, but it's so cool.
It's so cool.
And the fact that he is here on the outskirts of his empire in this small, haphazard village, well, this might as well be a myth itself. For the emperor is rarely ever seen outside of his capital.
Bad news. Bad news, man.
You've killed my sergeant. You've decimated the forces that I entrusted to him.
Yeah.
You've stolen, by some accomplice or by other mechanisms, I don't know, an epiphany engine of one of my royals, one of my most favorite baronesses.
Not anymore. Haha.
Not mine either.
I'm gonna give him a clap on the back.
As you go to, you can feel an immediate sense of force around him, and you cannot bring your hand closer to his vial.
Huh. Well,
Or you can with the check, I guess.
Give
Give me a strength check.
Oh,
jeez.
boy. An 8.
No, nowhere near. Your hand's not even getting close.
This is gonna be really hard for us to get close as friends.
We're not going to be friends.
We already are. I don't understand.
But I am interested in us being more amicable to each other, at least.
Oh, I took a vow of celibacy, man.
You should have seen him a couple minutes ago. He was way bigger.
I should have you know that what you've done here you've killed the toppling of our eye. I know it mattered for them, but it does not matter in the slightest from here on out. The rest of your future can be just the same. One regiment that was able to come to the aid of a sergeant who was just doing a small decree of mine. It's only a fraction of our might.
If it makes you feel any better, in our world, we're complete losers.
Really?
Yeah.
In your world?
I
thought not.
Yeah, goofed. Yeah, done goofed.
I've been following the past day or so on this uprising since it has gained my interest with the mention of you figures in my land. The way I see it, this battle was between you and Sergeant Over the Top. His death is his own mistake as well as any of his men. However, I still have a dire need for soldiers in my army. And frankly, I've been thinking that not as many knives as I have or forks that I could gather will be enough. So what do you think? What are your terms for truce?
Well, you can't be serious.
Because I have mine.
First things first, I think all the silverware needs to be let go.
Easily done. I won't need them if I have a problem of my own solved for me.
That's a good start.
Leave this town alone.
Yeah, treaties that gold.
It is on the outskirts of my empire with secondary citizens that I have little care about.
Ooh.
It is done. Left alone. So that it shan't be bothered again.
Can we sleep on it? It's been a very long day.
I suppose.
Listen,
what I would ask in return of these things would be you three. And Bree, I suppose, if they're willing to try another shot. I happen to already know that we've flung you twice now, from what I read from your report, at the Rampage. I doubt she'll be too enthusiastic to try again. However, changing their mind is in your best interest. There is a beast to the west of my lands that I have been sending unit after unit, regiment of my men to defeat. It is destroying swaths of terrain. And it's destroyed many a good number of villages just like this in much shorter time than we have here today. If I don't have a need to keep flinging knives at it, and what these cutlery do is no concern to me.
I mean, if it's destroying other villages, that might be a mutually beneficial thing to us. Could we have a moment?
You may rest and send note to one of my agents. We will remain here. I will not. But as soon as I hear of your answer, I can have my men respond in kind. Whether that is with directions and information as regards the task that I need finished, or if it's to finish the rest of you.
This guy's vibe is really off.
Yeah, I'm not digging it, man.
Yeah.
Could you give me a perception check?
All right. Great.
I'm just curious, what's everyone's wisdom stats in regards to that?
-1.
I got a +1.
9, so -1.
-1.
Johnny Dynamite.
8.
8.
Yeah.
Johnny Dynamite.
There's a really strange sort of tinge in the air. It almost smells chemical, but you can't exact place what it is. And it's certainly coming from around where Emperor Devile stands. And once he then leaves, going back on his chariot and pulling away through the encampment, it dissipates. You take note to remember that smell. And the siege of Goldsink ends. The surviving silverware, as well as the ones that didn't survive, they're just crumpled and useless, but still have some level of sentience. The others will begin mourning those, and then also bringing out mashed potatoes and the rest of the pie that they had, so that they may have another celebratory event with you all.
The celebratory mashing.
Mayor Sporkin is deeply gratified.
Former mayor.
At former mayor, at the ingenuity that the new mayor and his companions have done for their village.
Yeah.
And that is where we'll end it for tonight.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks so much.
Yet another adventuring party, session 4. We will be having Collage. Should be next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next
And
Sunday, the 16th.
hopefully we'll be returning shortly after that ourselves.
The 23rd.
We will be on Sundays from now on.
Yes, we're all concurrently on Sundays. So we'll see you here back at Creative Crits for more.
Have a good night.
Bye.